every now and then you need a movie that you just gotta, I don't know, sit by the fireplace with a cup of hot chocolate and enjoy with maybe watching it with your parents. This is one of those movies. It's a comfort movie. It's a cozy movie. It has that feel of just kind of like, a sweet movie, despite the fact that I think, does do some interesting things. I don't think it's a complete by the books Christmas movie, although I would consider this a Christmas, wholesome family movie at the end of the day. The IMDb plot summary: a cranky history teacher at a remote prep school is forced to remain on campus over the holidays with a troubled student who has no place to go. So yeah, it's that movie. It's the sort of, the relationship between the, obviously, troubled student and a teacher. We get it. We've seen it before, but this was entertaining. I think that the main takeaways that a lot of people are going to have, that I had, is some of the acting. And I think specifically to me, Paul Giamatti and Dominic Sessa, I'm not sure exactly how you say his name, Dominic Sessa, this is currently his first thing he's been credited for on IMDb. So that's crazy that he is someone who, put in a performance like this. I thought he was great in it, and I thought Giamatti was also fantastic in it. To be honest, I didn't love a lot of the other acting. Divine Joy Randolph, I thought was very good as well. But for the most part, a lot of the minor characters, I didn't love. That's just me. I thought that some of the performances came off a little cheesy. Not all of them. I thought like the girl that Dominic Sessa's character met at a party, I thought was good. There was some, there were some performances I wasn't crazy about, but I don't need to get into too specifics there. As a whole, this movie is centered around, let's talk about the story here. It's centered around heart, and it's centered around kind of, people that at their core are missing something. Dominic Sessa, can't go visit his parents over the holidays. It's kind of an important part of it. Paul Giamatti, who, is staying, at the campus over the holidays. He's stuck there, but he doesn't really have any reason to leave there in the first place. And then Divine Joy Randolph had kind of the most heartbreaking aspect that she, I'm not spoiling anything. This is all said within the first 15 minutes or so. She lost her son in the Vietnam War, so that's kind of her story. She doesn't really have anything, and they're all kind of, it's all of them becoming friends and things of that nature. It's that kind of movie. I feel like we know what it is, but do the emotional beats work? Because that's really what it comes down to. And if the emotional beats don't work, it's not going to be an entertaining movie. To me, they did. To me, I did find it, wholesome. It's one of those things where I feel like as like a, maybe just me being kind of like, having like that dickish nature of like watching a sweet movie, but I kind of like don't want to watch it and want to be like, you like this stupid movie, but then you watch it again. Now I get why people like it. It's fun. It is. I get it. It's too long. It's 2 hours and 15 minutes. Probably could have cut 20 minutes at least off of this. I thought there were times you can cut it down, and I did think it drug for a little bit. There was a point where I was like, okay, I'm enjoying this, but we can get moving. It isn't a fast moving plot by any means. I mean, there really kind of isn't a major. The plot is the relationship between them, which is fine. Like that's the plot. That's the story, right? Not really the plot, but that's the story. That's what's happening. You don't need a bunch of events. You don't need a car chase or anything like that. It worked. You did see their relationship grow over time, all of that stuff. So, we can talk about, I don't know, the Alexander Payne stuff. I know he's, there's a good chance he gets nominated for Best Director. Alexander Payne, obviously very well-known director in his own right. I'll be honest, there were a couple of moments where, so they like to kind of let the scene play out, just kind of put the camera somewhere, maybe have it slowly move and have the actors, just let the actors act, essentially, which can create for some very interesting effects. I don't know. I don't know if this is just me, or I feel like there's kind of become this obsession lately of like not cutting and having these really long oneers. There were a couple of moments where I'm like, you could have cut there. It might have made the line work a little better, but at the end of the day, you obviously don't want these hyper cutting of like certain blockbusters and things like that. And it did work in other areas as well. But some people are going to really like this, the way it was directed. I liked it. I wasn't it wasn't something I was like blown away by Alexander Payne or anything, but it was fine. It was a cute movie if you're, to me, the way I would recommend this movie is if you are at home for the holidays and you're looking for a new movie to watch with your parents. This feels like the one. This feels like a good, opportunity where you're not going to be bored. You're going to have a good time. Your parents are going to have a good time. I'm going to recommend this to my mom. I think she'll like it. Like that's kind of how I view all of this. If you miss it, it's not the end of the world in my opinion. I'm giving it a 6 out of 10. That is my review of The Holdovers. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from y'all. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.